It is a sunny yet chilly February day as we near the end of the college basketball season. It is the final home game for the Kansas City Women Roos here today versus South Dakota. I'm Jackson Ogden, joined by Christian Martinez. And Christian, this is it, the final home game of the season, the final game of the regular season for both South Dakota and Kansas City.
Yeah, it's a big match. This will determine whether or not Kansas City can start with some momentum before the Summit League tournament. And something to note, if the Roos lose tonight, they will have tied or at least have one of the worst records in the whole entire time that Kansas City women's basketball has been here. I think the last time this has happened is 2000, 2001. So there's a lot in play here tonight.
Yeah, a loss today would equal their second worst record in their 35-year history as South Dakota wins the tip, and we are underway here in Kansas City for the regular season finale. Immediately taking it to the paint and scoring is Carly Dunphy. Just too easy for her.
Yeah, and Kansas City, they have had a hard time defending inside the paint. Let's see what they build up here tonight to kind of help that.
Mensa pulls up, shoots, and she's got it.
Great play there by Mensa to read that screen. She's been doing a really good job in the mid-range. Let's see if she keeps going.
Offense starting off strong for both sides here today. See what South Dakota's got on their second possession as they're going to swing it around. There's a fake and a pass down low. Kansas City playing well, but the extra move ends up being the difference for Walker Demers as she puts in a layup.
Yeah, and Kansas City, again, about a couple nights ago when they got shellacked, they just could not defend on the inside. So they're going to have to figure out some ways to get that going.
Kansas City moving it around here, trying to respond again. Mensa for three. Off the mark, rebound goes to South Dakota.
Yeah, and they've been trying to pull their offense around the screen game. So they've been trying to get multiple screens going and trying to hit some shots from the perimeter. The Roos had a great three-point night on Thursday. Let's see if they can do that again.
South Dakota passing it around, thought about taking a couple threes. They've decided to pass them up to this point. Cross-court pass. Here's a three-pointer on its way. No good. Rebound by Mensa.
Great rebound there by Mensa, but they left the player wide open, something that I've seen way too many times.
Stafford for three, misses badly, and it'll be out of bounds, South Dakota ball. Kansas City early here, taking 2 threes already.
Yeah, and again, Thursday night I saw, and I called that game, and they were trying to take a lot of threes, and it was working for a moment.
There's a steal by Sinai Stain-Andre. She's going to take it the other way and lay it in.
And that's what we miss. Sinai is just a menace defensively, and she is able to get those steals, and she's a big-time player for the Roos.
They've definitely missed her with her injury throughout the season as she pokes a ball free here, and it's going Kansas City's way, out of bounds. Last touch by South Dakota.
And like I said, Sinai is a different beast when she is healthy, that she is on the court, because she's able to get you those steals. She's able to get you inside the paint, and she's occasionally can get you a three.
And they're going to need all they can get out of her tonight as the Roos roster is down to just 7 players for today.
Yeah, we're missing Tamia Ugas, Rain Green, and also
Trinity Moreland.
Yeah, Trinity Moreland, the freshman.
It's the Roos passing it around here. They're going to get it into Jocelyn Ewell. She uses her strength to put it up and in.
Great play offensively there by Ewell inside the paint. That's something that I see Jackson Durrett emphasize, but a couple nights ago. It didn't work out, but hopefully today they can work that out a lot better against this South Dakota Yotes team.
This is a team Kansas City lost to all the way back in December by double-digit points, but so far they're hanging tough. There's a little underneath layup for Duffney.
Yeah, and I think, Jackson, the way that Kansas City can win this game is limit the turnovers, because they had over 10-plus turnovers Thursday night against the Jackrabbits, and that would kind of cause their demise. So if they're able to...
As Mensa shoots a three, it's off the back iron, rebounded by South Dakota, and they'll take it the other way.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was waiting to see how that three was going to go out, but if Kansas City can limit the turnovers and have efficient scoring, they could come out with the win here tonight, or this afternoon.
Little spin move in the paint, no good. And Mullins with the rebound. That was Larkins on the miss. And now the Roos, what will they do with their possession down the floor? They've gotten some good looks. Hit some, been an efficient night so far, shooting-wise, early on. As St. Andre is going to take it to the paint, lay it up, and she is fouled, and she will get 2 shots at the line.
And funny enough, too, speaking of going to the line, as we get some substitutions, 3 substitutions, we're going to see a big-time change here on the court for the Yotes. But as I was saying, Kansas City was unable to get to the line at all throughout first 2 quarters. Let's see if they can get to the line here, get some shots up.
As they're gonna rule that foul was before the shot, as inbound is tipped out. Kansas City will inbound again. So no free throws for Kansas City, just a foul on the floor.
And we're gonna see him take it out from the baseline again.
20 on the shot clock. Mullins receives the inbound. Mensa passes to Stafford. She fakes, she heads in, takes a jump shot, she got it. Elise Stafford.
Yeah, and this team does a great job from the mid-range. I think that's where they can efficiently shoot the best. I think you can take your perimeter shots, but if you can hit a mid-range jumper, that can get you some points and can be worthy down the line.
And now a jump ball. Great job by Ewell in Stafford, double teaming and forcing the jump, and possession will go towards Kansas City. So with 5:31 to go in this opening quarter, just about halfway through it, Kansas City putting together a spirited effort.
And again, I think if Kansas City can play aggressively, I think that's the best way they can come out with a win, is if they can play aggressive and be smart with the ball offensively, they can get this win.
Stafford tries her luck from 3, no good. Offensively rebound by Ewell. She'll pass it back out to St. Andre.
And we're going to see a screen here. I bet you a quarter they're going to get a screen or something going.
Elise trying to clear. Doesn't quite get what she wants. Passes it back up top. Mensa, tough jumper. No good. Another offensive rebound by Ewell. And she'll kick it out to St. Andre again.
But what did I tell you? That is how the Roos win. Is they get Ewell or they get Makai Mullins to give the screen to these guards, and then those guards have the opportunity to take a shot.
St. Andre heads to the paint, floats it up, it's good.
There you go.
Nice St. Andre. Finds her way into the paint and lays it up for 2, and Kansas City has a 4-point advantage.
Yeah, and again, they started off hot Thursday, but again, if they can play smart, they can exit the first quarter with a very decent lead, as, yeah, they're already pointing out that they shouldn't leave anyone wide open.
And there it is, though, a corner 3 off the mark, offensively rebounded by South Dakota, however. They'll get a second chance here. Here's a 3 at the top of the key, no good. Stafford with the rebound.
The thing that I am afraid of if I'm Kansas City is leaving those shots wide open at the perimeter. Because they seem to be double teaming and then they forget about the guards. And if you leave a guard wide open, they can hit those threes with ease.
Mullins down low, trying to get something up, and she does. Up and in, Makai Mullins putting it in, and Kansas City has a 6-point advantage, 12-6 Roos with 3:35 to go in the opening period. And a foul here, that'll go against Jocelyn Ewell. That's Grace Larkins, and she will head to the charity stripe on the other end of our media timeout. 12-6 Kansas City, 3:29 to go in the opening quarter. And we are back here out of the media timeout. 12-6, Kansas City leads here. 3:29 to go in the opening quarter. And Christian, this just feels like a completely different team than we saw on Thursday night.
When I sat there and I had to watch the Roos play on Thursday, it looked like they were gassed.
Yeah.
Because South Dakota State, they're all about speed. They're all about all about the mismatch. It looks like here, though, their ability to kind of just calm down as the first shot's good. Their ability to kind of just play inside the paint has kind of let them kind of chillax for a minute. But I am worried about the second shot's good. I am worried about how Kansas City is going to handle substituting players because you only have two players on the bench. Two players on the bench, and Ava Murphy and Zaire Harrell, and they're both guards. So that means you're going to see...
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, you're going to see Ewell and Makai Mullins play the most minutes they've probably played in their
They're
careers.
probably going all 40 tonight. As Stafford pulls up from 3, just off the mark, rebound South Dakota. They'll take it the other way. Stafford just a little off on that deep shot.
Stafford can hit those threes, but you just have to give her some more space to hit those.
Here's a shot from South Dakota. It is good. That is number 41, Alexa Hempy, her first shot of the game.
And Hempy is kind of like the sixth player for the Yotes. She's averaging 8.1 points per game and 4.6 rebounds. She can be a killer.
Mensah looking, gets it to Stafford. Here's St. Andre for 3. She's got it. Sinai St. Andre getting back into the groove of things after missing some time with an injury. Starting to look more comfortable out here, Christian.
Sinai, I'm telling you, she's the X factor of this team. If they want to go far in this tournament, they're going to have to ride her coattails because she's just a great defender.
And right back the other way, South Dakota answers. That's Morgan Hansen with a 3. South Dakota's first triple of the game. 15-13, Roos clinging to a 2-point advantage.
She's a great defender, and she can also do some great stuff offensively. So can't wait to see what St. Andre can do here this afternoon.
Stafford to Mensah, wide open 3, off the mark. Long rebound, goes to Sinai.
And there you go. Again, let's see what she can do.
Dangerous pass will stay with Kansas City. Goes out of bounds. Kind of a wacky sequence of events there, but Kansas City retains possession. Only 5 on the shot clock, however. They'll have to get something quick.
And you know what's funny, Jackson? Grace Larkins, the guard, she's averaging 17.6 points per game. They're going to have to keep an eye on her, too.
Mensah misses off the inbound, had to shoot it immediately. Off the front iron, South Dakota with a chance to take the lead or tie.
Yeah, let's see what the Roos can draw up here defensively. Look at that, wide open.
No good. Rebound, Jocelyn Ewell.
Again, that's what I'm worried about. Kansas City, they're prone to leaving people wide open the perimeter.
Travel by Manai Mensah. She was looking for someone to pass to. Couldn't quite find anybody and ended up traveling with the ball. So South Dakota will gain possession, I should say.
Oh, God.
Good recovery by Stafford there, but it leaves some people open. Kansas City's desperately recovering, but they've done a good job to this point. Pass out for 3. The shot is good by Mayri Gebert.
They're getting, I don't know what it is. They're just getting pulled way too much inside the paint, and they're leaving people wide open in the perimeter. They need to play one-on-one or have some zone defense.
Stafford for 3. It's good. Elise Stafford off the pass from Mensah. Able to sink a 3. And both sides getting good looks here in this opening quarter. We're around 40 seconds to go. South Dakota with the ball. Wide open down low. Laying it up and in. And that's Larkins, and that just can't happen. 18 apiece. About a second separates the shot and game clock. Kansas City will probably hold for last shot here. And a very competitive, fast-paced first quarter. 18 apiece. Mensah looking around. Gonna try and start getting the offense going here. Stafford takes a deep 3, no good. Not sure you wanted to take a shot that early. And then a foul. Will not put him in the bonus, however, so Kansas City had fouls to give.
Many.
Both sides to that regard. It's been a very clean opening quarter. We've had some games this season where we've seen upwards of 50 fouls. Not tonight. South Dakota looking for a shot. They're going to hoist one at the buzzer. No good. And that will do it for the opening quarter. We've got a good one in Kansas City, folks. 18 apiece at the end of one. We'll be right back for the second quarter. And we are back for the second quarter of action here. We've got a good one, 18 apiece here in the Summit League and regular season finale. I'm Jackson Ogden, joined by Christian Martinez. As we get set for the second quarter of play, let's see if Kansas City can keep up this level of play with a thin roster. As here comes South Dakota on offense. They'll start with possession. Looking around, they've got a lot of good looks in that first quarter. Missed on a few of them, but overall shot 54%. That's a steal by Sinai, her second of the game. She's gonna lob it up for Stafford. Acrobatic catch. Back out to Sinai, and she's gonna hold it and facilitate the offense here.
And what did I tell you, Jackson?
She's a difference maker.
Sinai makes this team go. She is the star of this team besides Stafford. So let's see what they build. Kind of shoot.
Sinai, pull-up jumper, good. And it has been the Sinai St. Andre show for Kansas City up until this point.
And again, they're doing great offensively, but they just gotta stop falling for the inside the paint kind of looks. Make sure they play great defense on the perimeter.
As here's a layup missed by South Dakota. Fight for the ball, jump ball, possession is heading to Kansas City.
Possession goes to the Roos.
So good job there by Kansas City, who, by the way, for a team that has struggled to shoot throughout the season, is shooting 50% so far here today. 9 of 18 from the field.
And those are that's some progress you'd like to see, especially as you go to the tournament here next week. So let's see if they can keep that going and take some efficient shots.
St. Andre floater rims out, offensively rebounded. Mullins puts it back up and in.
That's why you need a player like Micaiah Mullins inside the paint. Her height and ability to just put up those second chance points and meaningful for the Roos.
South Dakota, let's see what they've got here. They've been lackluster as here is Sinai St. Andre with another steal.
She's like a cornerback, Jackson. She's been picking off passes left and right.
Mullins gonna take it inside, lost it for a bit. Needs to pass this out. She will to Ewell. Back to Stafford, and there's 14 on the shot clock here.
If I'm Kansas City, I call for a screen right now.
And they'll do just that. Ewell screens for St. Andre. Pass to Stafford. Trying to get something down low. Shot clock at 2. Stafford shoots and hit it.
Again, there wasn't a screen there per se, but the screen game here is important. And now we are seeing Harrell warm up for Kansas City. We might see either Mensa or St. Andre come out, or even Stafford.
So it is a 6-point Kansas City lead. Here's a 3 for South Dakota. No good. Rebound. Tipped out. Let's see where it goes. Going Kansas City's way. And so far, the second quarter has been going Kansas City's way. A 6-0 run to start the quarter. Zaire Harrell coming in for Sinai St. Andre. We'll see if she can keep up some of what Sinai's been doing. It's no easy task as Kansas City inbounds the ball.
And I've been impressed with how, oh, never mind.
And it's same with Kansas City. The ball got tipped up in the air, but go ahead, Christian.
I'm impressed with what Jackson Durrett has done here in terms of the change day to day. Because this team looks very different from Thursday. This team looks like they're playing with some fire.
Stafford's going to shoot a 3. It's good! Elise Stafford from downtown. The Roos have opened up a 9-point edge.
I have never seen this from the Roos. I am surprised that they're able to, and look, double team, don't let.
Here's a jumper for South Dakota, no good. Rebound by Mullins. Mensa coming back the other way.
Again, this team's playing with some fire their last game, and this is what they need. If they want to go far in the Summit League tournament, they're going to have to play with this kind of momentum.
Ewell is fouled on her way up. Kansas City will head to the charity stripe. It'll be Kansas City's first trip to the charity stripe today. And timeout by South Dakota as they don't know what has hit them to start the second quarter. A 9-0 Kansas City run to begin the second quarter. Kansas City shooting 54.5% from the field so far here today in the second quarter. They've been shooting 4 of 5 from the field. Unbelievable out of Kansas City, Christian.
And Jackson, like I said, I think this is the game that makes the difference for the Roos, because think about this for a moment, all right? Coach Jackson Durrett is playing essentially for her to continue the program. We know she'll be back, but she wants to show that she can make changes as a coach. She wants us to see that, okay, I can be better with the smaller roster. And the fact that she's able to do what she's doing right now with 7 players, with a full roster for South Dakota, has been impressive. And the question is now, how does Kansas City build on this momentum?
I think it's all starting on the defensive end. You've seen Sinai St. Andre set a tone defensively. She's getting after it. She's getting loose balls. She's getting steals. It's just very impressive to see out of her. I mean, Kansas City's turned a lot of defense into offense, Christian, and it kind of feeds. It's complementary. And this is, to your point, this is about as fluid and as good as we've seen Kansas City play all season.
And I think the biggest thing for Kansas City right now, it's the defense that I'm worried about the most. I think their offense is great. I think their offense is fine. The problem that I have right now the most is how they perform defensively, because they're letting wide open players just get onto the perimeter and shoot those threes. I think if they can just play one-on-one defensively and continue to at least press them and get those turnovers, I think we can see the Roos come out with a big win today. But don't underestimate the Yotes. They have great players. They have a big-time scorer in Larkins. So let's see what the Roos do here, and let's hope that Kansas City can keep this momentum going, essentially.
Absolutely. Kansas City trying to go into the Summit League tournament with momentum. They cannot move their seeding. They're going to head into the Summit League tournament as the 10 seed. Nothing today will change that, but you still want to go in. You want to go up to Sioux Falls on a positive note. we don't know the absences today of Rain Green, Tamaya Ugas, and Trinity Moreland. We're not sure, if they'll be back for the Summer League tournament, but what the Roos have out there on the court today is working.
And yeah, we still have no St. Andre, and we'll see if she comes back. We'll see if she comes back on the court here shortly.
As Jocelyn Ewell will take the first free throws of the night or the day for Kansas City.
We got to get used to. I'm still getting used to doing his TPM calls.
Yeah, you're telling me.
And Jackson, we're up by 10.
Yeah, double-digit lead for Kansas
this.
City. I don't remember the last time we've seen Kansas City with a double-digit lead. It's got to be a fresh feeling for the program, as a miss for Ewell on the second, but Kansas City has begun the second quarter on a 10-0 run. South Dakota desperately needing to respond. Let's see what they've got.
And again, Kansas City just needs to play one-on-one. Let the Yotes make a mistake.
And that's going to be kicked. It's going to stay here. Going to stay with South Dakota, so they will keep possession with 11 on the shot clock.
But again, that was a mistake by the Yotes. Now they only have 11 seconds. They got to drop something here quickly.
As they get it in, pass to the corner. They pass up an open three, passing it around. Here's another good look for three. The shot, no good. Rebound by Mullins. And you're right, Christian. South Dakota's gotten good looks, but just 2 of 9 from three-point land.
And that's where I think Kansas City, if they can keep playing one-on-one defensively, man-to-man coverage, I mean, this will give them a better chance to win tonight or this afternoon.
Zaire Harrell with the ball. We haven't seen much of her yet off the bench. Let's see what she's got here. She'll pass it to Ewell. Roos trying to facilitate 5 on the shot clock. Stafford shot, no good. Offensively rebounded by Harrell. Back out to Mensah. Mensah goes up, is fouled, and will head to the charity stripe for 2 free throws.
And you know who Harrell reminds me of when I watch her? She reminds me of a younger St. Andre. She plays with that energy and intensity that Coach Jackson Durrett is looking for. And even though we've seen her play limited minutes, she can bring that intensity defensively, and she can have some great offensive moments. I'm hoping that she can continue that here today, especially. First shot's good, especially with having a limited amount of players, and you only have 2 guards that can kind of just be substituted.
Mensah's second shot good. A 12-point advantage for Kansas City, a 12-0 run for Kansas City. 30-18, the Roos lead here. We're about halfway through the second quarter. South Dakota, can they get anything going here? Kansas City has been getting stops.
Looks like they're playing zone.
Wide open 3 for South Dakota. They hit it. Yeah, that was Cassidy Carson with the 3.
You can tell that they're playing 2-3 zone.
Yeah, they are playing 2-3 zone, but I think it gives Kansas City the best chance to win. They just have to hustle and get back on those 3-point attempts. Harrell, that pass errant, going out of bounds. There'll be a turnover, one of the few possessions Kansas City's had this quarter that have not ended in a bucket, as St. Andre is getting set to come back in for Harrell.
Yeah, and that is just unacceptable, because she had Mensah, she had looked like Stafford on the outside, and she literally just passed it to the bench and literally just gave it over to the Yotes.
As South Dakota looking around, trying to get something going here. They're down 9. Layup is good. That's Cassidy Carson. She's provided a spark off the bench for South Dakota. It's a 7-point Roos lead. See what Kansas City's got here offensively to respond with.
And yeah, Kansas City just needs to get something here, especially offensively. You got to make up for that turnover.
And Kansas City passing it around. Mullins in a little bit of trouble. She'll get it to Stafford.
5
Stafford's
seconds.
asking for a clear out. Offensive foul on Kansas City. And it's headed back South Dakota's way.
Not ideal. Again, look, they've already had back-to-back turnovers and possessions, And we're going to see Ava Murphy warm up here quickly.
Yep.
Looks like we're going to see.
Interestingly enough, she's coming in for Yule.
They're playing small ball, which is concerning.
They're going to have to. I mean, look, you got two bigs, right? You got Yule and Mullins, and they are going to get gassed if you play them the entire game. So it's at this point all they can really do.
Ooh.
Oh, an awkward fall for St. Andre, but nonetheless, she's back up. Looks to be okay. South Dakota passing it around. This is Carson. She's been a spark. Passing it around. They got a wide open three-point look. Too late. Here's a three-point attempt. No good. Rebound Stafford.
Yeah, and again, if Kansas City can keep going to those wide open kind of three-point shots quick and in a hurry, it'll fluster these Yotes.
Absolutely. Stafford pass to St. Andre. Back to St. Andre from Mensa. Dangerous pass, and they're gonna get a foul. And I'm just not, Jackson Durrett's calling over Sinai right now saying, I don't know about that pass, but it ended up being all right for the Roos. They'll inbound it here. Neither team in bonus trouble.
Jackson, again, the South Dakota has 6 turnovers, and that has played a big factor into them having a deficit now.
Offensive foul by Elise Stafford here. She went up. They're going to say she used an elbow, and that will be South Dakota ball.
The fourth.
And they're going to review the foul. They're going to review this for a possible technical, maybe. Possible flagrant, I should say, on Elise Stafford. See if she swung her elbow too far.
Yeah, they're going to say they're just checking the play for the elbow. Let's just talk about these last 3 plays, these 3 possessions for the Roos. Turnover, turnover, turnover. I didn't know Jameis Winston was in the house. Listen, all I want right now from Kansas City is to keep the ball, play it safe. You have a 7-point lead. There's no need for you to make those mistakes deep in the second quarter.
Now, Christian, why did Jameis Winston have to catch a stray today? I mean, he's probably at home minding his own business.
Hey, listen, he threw a 30-30. Let's just put it like that.
I mean, fair is fair, But yeah, Kansas City turned the ball over, a little too much on these last few possessions. Obviously, that time, really, Stafford wasn't attempting, to swing her elbow. It just happened. As refs are going to discuss this, I don't think, at least from our view, nothing looked malicious. Nothing looked as if it should be anything other than a common foul. But they're going to take a look with their replay monitors. They have the high-tech quality to look at.
I'm really tempted to give him a headset because he's going to tell. Well, he's coming up to us to see what they're going to call. But let's see what they have to say.
Intentional foul on 0. We're upgrading that to intentional foul.
Okay.
Yep. So an upgrade to an intentional foul, which is not ideal.
Not ideal, but it could be worse. It could be a flagrant. You don't really see an intentional foul on offense ever in basketball, right? Everyone's kind of used to the intentional foul defensively, right? Where you're trying to save time, take them to the free throw line, get the ball back, come back late in the game, right? But this time, obviously, an offensive intentional foul that will result in a free throw for South Dakota.
And again, if I'm Coach Jackson, as the
first free throw is good, and she's going to get a pair of free throws.
Oh, they added one to the Roos for a second. I was like, whoa.
And she hits both. South Dakota will also get possession here.
So, 5-point lead.
A 7-0 run for South Dakota after Kansas City went on a 12-0 run.
All right, again.
As Coach Jackson Durrett always tells us in the postgame, basketball is a game of runs.
You're right. But again, all right, Roos, all you need to do, one-on-one. I know Coach Jackson likes the 2-3 zone look, but you've got to get.
And you think, Christian, I agree with you, but I think with the small ball lineup they have, they might have to go to a zone just because of the lack of size that they have on the court. Here's a 3-point shot for South Dakota. It's good.
I understand the zone kind of reasoning to play defense, but you are getting murdered at the 3-point line. You just have to play better, play aggressive,
Sinai's shot falls short. South Dakota with the ball. They're on a 10-0 run with a chance here to tie or take the lead right after Kansas City had been on a 12-0 run themselves.
This will be one of the runs of all time.
And that's an air ball out of South Dakota. Couldn't quite tell who got that shot off, but nonetheless, Kansas City is coming back with the ball.
All right. Again, Kansas City just needs to keep getting efficient shots. They were doing well in the first quarter and most of the second. Let's see if they can get an efficient shot here to extend their lead.
Murphy back to Stafford. Going to get it into Mullins here as she gets it stripped. This will be a jump. It'll go South Dakota's way.
And that's something that I've seen a lot about Mullins. She is prone to those turnovers when she's played way too aggressively. When you are poking the ball real quick, Micaiah is susceptible to those turnovers. But again, turnovers have been piling up. The Roos are about to have, I think they have 5 already, which it's not the best. It's not the best case scenario.
No, I mean, even that was a turnover right there. So Kansas City just got to start playing a little smarter, got to start playing a little more careful as swinging it around here as South Dakota.
Come on, Roos.
Take it inside, up and under, no good. Offensively rebounded, back out, open jumper, short. Rebound goes to Murphy.
And now I can say, too, if they're going to play zone, I think you can also compromise by reaching those perimeter defenders quickly, and that they did a good job there.
St. Andre to the paint, no good. Mullins, the offensive rebound. She's in trouble, needs to kick this out. She will to Stafford. Stafford backs her opponent down, fades away, and hits. That was some Dirk Nowitzki type fadeaway, and it ends a 10-0 South Dakota run. A good shot there from Elise Stafford, and you need that out of your veterans when you're reeling the way Kansas City was.
Okay, let's get another great defensive possession here. Let's see if the Roos can draw something up.
Under a minute to go in the half. Will fade away and fouled. That should be on Mullins.
Mullins is not happy. She's so confused. She's just like, are you kidding me? Like, give me some space.
Jackson Durrett not very happy with the call either. Needs to be careful not to get a tech on top of that. It'll be Hempy at the line. She's had an impressive first half, made a couple of big shots.
And again, Hempy is for the Yotes. They're kind of like their sixth person to play. That comes off the bench.
Sixth woman, I guess we could say.
Sixth woman, yes. Because we don't want to say 6 men, but sixth woman. She's a great player off the bench, and she's basically a starter. She could play. She's basically a starter on the bench, which is pretty good for them.
And that's the thing, South Dakota has the depth here today that Kansas City just doesn't. Kansas City really doesn't have that scoring off the bench that they can go to today. They're going to need the starting 5 as St. Andre pulls up and hits. Speak of the starting 5, 34-30, Kansas City. 7-second difference between shot and game clock here. South Dakota.
Jackson, remind me how the last game went for the Yotes against Kansas City.
Not well. Not well for Kansas City. Here's a floater. It's good for South Dakota, 34-32, as Kansas City will get the opportunity to get the last shot of the half. They have a 2-point edge here.
This is a different Kansas City team. I don't know what happened. I don't know what they...
It's an inspired effort. I think you really just have to boil it down to that. As Mensah, less than 5 on the shot clock. They've got to get going. She goes in, puts it up. She is fouled. And a smart play by Mensah to go to the paint and force the issue there. 1.5 seconds to go in the half. She's going to get some free throws here.
It looked like Stafford was wide open to her right. She had a wide open 3-point shot, but as you said, a smart play by Mensah to kind of go inside and get fouled.
As her first free throw is rimmed in. Mensah's senior day here today, along with Stafford and Mekhi Mullins. And second one is good for Kansas City here. You just don't touch it. Here's a heave from South Dakota, no good. And we will go to halftime. A little bit of a shocker here in the Summit League. I think some people around the conference are going to be a little surprised to look at this. Kansas City leads South Dakota 36-32 at halftime. Christian, what a half for Kansas City.
An impressive half by the Roos. I think that there's a lot that's been in play here that has just helped them help Kansas City become a better team. I think, first of all, I think Coach's ability to play to the team's strengths. I think that's something we haven't seen from her in a while. When she had bigs like Tamia Ugas, she emphasized too much passing it on the inside. She would try to get players to, she'd try to get her players or guards to pass it inside and lay it up. But in reality, I think this team works best when they get the screen game going, when they're able to get their guards open, and also trying to just going on the inside, finding wide open lanes. So I think if you're the Roos, if you can do that and continue to play great defense and not let the Yotes get wide open shots, I think you can get things. I think you can win this game, which is crazy to say because a team like South Dakota, the Coyotes, I think that's the kind of team that we would expect to lose to.
Yeah, I mean, you did lose to. I think is, what you say is they did lose earlier in the season to South Dakota. South Dakota's 9-8 in the conference. Kansas City just 3-14. You're talking about Kansas City, who's coming into today with essentially nothing standings-wise to play for, and they're putting up a spirited effort. You've got South Dakota that, with a loss and an Oral Roberts win, could fall a spot. So, I mean, you're looking at things like that, and Kansas City's really put together a really impressive half, especially considering what they have. They don't have a very deep lineup today. All 7 of the girls that they have on the roster have played. They're going to need everybody's contributions in this second half if they want to come out on top and pull off a regular season-ending Summit League victory.
And I think my question too is, Jackson, I want to know the effects, because I know that we have the bracket has already been released for the conference, and I'm going to look at it right now, actually. And what I am looking at right now is Kansas City would face, I believe, the number 7, because they would face Denver, it looks like, right now. And
can change. Today there's a lot on the line. Omaha and Denver have the same conference record. You've got North Dakota State and North Dakota have the same conference record. South Dakota and Oral Roberts separated by a game, so it's all kind of tight. St. Thomas and Western Illinois separated by a game. Nobody's quite, obviously Kansas City is going to be the 10 seed in the tournament. We know that, but still a lot at play today.
Yeah, and they will play, as it looks like right now, they will be playing on Friday at 3 p.m. against the number 7 seed. So whoever comes out of this as the number 7 seed will face off against the Roos, and we're hoping that we get to see UGAS and a lot of other players come back. But thank you, Shmuel. But I'm interested to see who the Roos will face opponent-wise, because they can face a team like Omaha. They can face a Oral Roberts, a South Dakota, Denver, maybe a St. Thomas. I doubt that we'll face a Western Illinois, but all of these teams we've lost significantly to each.
They have beat Oral Roberts this season. That's one team. That's one of the wins that they do have on the season. So that'd be a matchup that if they were able to get that one, that they might be able to, look at. But we are going to take a break. Going to give you all a chance to go get some snacks, do what you got to do, and we'll be back for what should be an exciting second half of action. And we are back for the second half of today's game. Hope you guys had a chance to do what you had to do, get some snacks, use the bathroom, text your sister-in-law, whatever you had to do. But we're back, so it's time to zone in. Kansas City starts with the ball.
I surely did text my sister-in-law, Jackson.
You know, somebody out there did. It's Kansas City starting with possession up for Mensa. Going to kick it around, the original starting five on the court to start the second half for Kansas City. Here's a shot from Sinai St. Andre, no good. Rebounded by South Dakota.
A great shot, but that was a very deep corner three.
Oh, and just a kind of a drop there by South Dakota. That was Hansen, was passed to her in the corner, couldn't hang on.
Got some Nelson Aguilar hands. But again, Kansas City, if they can take advantage of those turnovers and just continue to efficiently shoot the ball, this is going to be a good win for them. So let's see if they can kind of keep that going.
Sinai pushes, layup no good, rebound South Dakota.
Surprised that wasn't a foul, but also I'm not.
Refs have been swallowing their whistle today, and I can appreciate that. Let the players play. Don't try and dictate unless it's egregious. And as I say that, there's a foul.
Yeah.
Right as I say that, there's a foul. This will be a non-shooting foul. And Zaire Harrell, after that foul, is set to come in.
Yeah, we're going to see.
And Jocelyn Ewell will have to head to the bench, so a big size change there.
A very big size change. I think the tallest player in this team now is Micaiah. So.
But that is the third on Ewell, so Kansas City obviously has to be smart. Oh, no. Oh, no.
God damn it. No. No, this is not good. This is not good.
Elise falls down.
Golly. Yep, this is...
Just grabbing at that ankle. She's been having trouble with that ankle the last couple weeks, and she looks like she's going to stay in the game for now.
And they might have to put in Ava, because I don't...
She's going to fight through it for now. And a foul on the inbound. So Kansas City, you know, that first half, not a lot was called. It was a pretty clean game. Kansas City here on their first true defensive possession commits back-to-back fouls.
I'm kind of worried about Elise right now. I think in a wide open shot.
No good. Offensively rebounded, though. They're going to get another great look. For three, bang. Morgan Hansen.
If I'm Coach Jackson, I am warming up Ava Murphy, and I am letting Stafford sit this one out for a little.
You know, Stafford did look good just there, though, running down the court. Let's just monitor and see how it looks. So far, doesn't seem like she's limping noticeably as Sinai takes a shot. It's good. Sinai St. Andre with a jumper.
Great shot there by St. Andre. Again, the Roos are just, they play very well in the mid-range area near the post. So if they can keep getting shots there, they're going to continue this lead.
Down low, it's good for South Dakota. That was Walter Demers.
Wow, what a Walker Demers. That was a great post movements there. Roos couldn't do much there defensively.
Kansas City moving the ball around well here. Down low, it's tipped. Elise will come up with the loose ball.
They tried to do that a whole lot on Thursday, and that's what kind of led to their unfortunate loss. So I think they need to step away from that.
Shot clock low. Mullins goes up, and they're going to call a foul. Just a bad foul if you're South Dakota, because there was only one on the shot clock. Mullins was just throwing up a prayer, but she gets fouled, and we'll head to the charity stripe for two.
Yeah, and Jackson, what you just saw there, I saw a lot of that against the Jackrabbits. It was just odd at some points because Kansas City just kept trying to pass it inside, and they kept trying to make some shots happen there. But as you just saw, the Yotes are also playing 2-3. They're playing three people inside the paint, two people on the outside. And it's a little, I hope Coach Jackson, as the first shot's good, I'm a little worried that Coach Jackson will kind of go back to that, revert back to trying to emphasize the inside. So let's hope she kind of lets her players kind of get some shots here for the rest of the game, as the second shot there is good. Louis up by 3.
A little bit of a press from Harrell there, but backs off. 40-37. Ruse League, excuse me. As it looks like Carson's getting ready to check in for South Dakota. Sinai went for another steal, couldn't quite get it, but she hustles back. Pass down low, stolen by Sinai.
Sinai is just always there at the right place at the right time.
Mensah up, good! Sinai with a great pass in transition, and Mensah patiently waited to lay it up and in. Kansas City takes a 5-point advantage. Wide open three the other way for South Dakota is good. Macy Giebert hits it.
Yeah, the Ruse, that is their Achilles heel, leaving people wide open for the three.
Mensah will try a three of her own, rims out, and an off-ball foul by Stafford. Or excuse me, this one will be going against South Dakota. It'll be a bit against Giebert.
And some major substitutions here for the Yotes. And let's see what the Ruse draw up here offensively.
And another foul?
That was a very quick foul, quick draw.
I'm not sure if it even was a foul. Nope. Again, Giebert. She just picked up 2 fouls in the span of
slow down
a couple seconds.
Slow down there, quick draw, McGraw. Jeez.
As Stafford gets it, sends it to Mullins. Takes a tough jumper. No problem for her. She sinks it in the bottom of the net. 44-40, Kansas City takes a 4-point edge. Back the other way, Carson for 3. No, rebound Mensah.
Great play there by Mensah to get that shot in the post area.
Mensah's gonna go up with it, and she got the layup to fall.
She's just playing with pure finesse tonight. The Ruse are up by 6, and for good reason.
Here we go, South Dakota trying to respond now. Swinging it around. They've had many good looks today, but not on this possession. Here's a layup, no good. Rebounded by Mullins. Kansas City back the other way.
And it looked like the South Dakota coach, she was asking to go inside. She's asking for her team to keep passing it on the inside, but just didn't work there.
St. Andre passes it inside dangerously, and they're going to lose the ball. Mullins fell to the ground.
I'm worried now because I'm not saying I'm worried, but Coach Jackson seems to keep trying to draw up plays where they're emphasizing the inside, and that's just not what you need to do right now.
The ball is tipped a little bit, stays with South Dakota. Little spin around. Shot, no good, no foul. And now they're going to call a foul against South Dakota. That's going to go against Hempy.
Hempy, the leading scorer here for the Yotes.
It's her first personal. Foul trouble today. Larkins for South Dakota has 3 so far. For Kansas City, nobody in too much trouble except Jocelyn Ewell with the 3 herself. And here we go. Tonight, St. Andre will kick it to Stafford. Lost it for a second, gets it back. St. Andre.
They're doing it again. They're just doing it again.
And that's going to be last touch by Mullins, and it will go to South Dakota.
They're
clearly trying to force it down low, Christian, you're right. And it's kind of crowded down there right now. And with Kansas City, we really don't have the size right now with Ewell out of the game as she's getting ready to check back in.
That's what I'm saying. The bad habits are coming back, and Kansas City just needs to they need to stop forcing it. They just need to let the perimeter kind of be the way they speak in the mid-range. That's where they're doing their best right now. 5 seconds left on the shot clock.
Steal here by St. Andre. Here we go in transition. Lays it up. No, it rims out for Sinai St. Andre. Oh, goodness. Back the other way comes South Dakota. They've got numbers here. Corner 3. And that is a killer if you're Kansas City.
But that's, again, you're going 2 against 1 if you're Sinai. And
that was Nicole Avila Ambrosi with the 3. And now it's a 3-point game. Sinai lost it. This is going to stay with Kansas City. Got touched last by South Dakota.
Yeah,
and we will head to our third quarter media timeout. Ruse leading a good one here by 3. And we are back out of the media timeout. Kansas City with a 3-point edge. It'll be South Dakota with the basketball here.
It'll be Kansas City with the basketball.
Excuse me, Kansas City with the basketball. Elise is set to inbound. 16 on the shot clock. Some time to work, but gonna have to do something quicker than normal. Stafford fakes a 3. Down to 10 on the shot clock. She's looking, trying to body her way in.
5 seconds left.
Mullen's gonna have to pull up, or Stafford's just gonna have to shoot, travel. Another turnover for Kansas City.
And they have, I think they have 8. Yeah, they have 8 right now, which is a little worrisome. They were doing pretty well early on, and
yeah,
those turnovers are costly. So Kansas City needs to make up here defensively by forcing a bad shot or another turnover from the Yotes.
Yeah, Kansas City only had 1 turnover in the opening quarter. Since then, gotten a little sloppier with the ball. As South Dakota here. Pass inside, really nice cut and a nice lay-in. That's number 21, Grace Larkins. And it's back to a 1-point game here. 3:27 to go in the third quarter.
I see what they're doing now. They're going to try to force it in the inside once again.
Stafford back to Mensah. Mensah, nice move. She's going to float it up and good. Mena Mensah, excuse me.
Yeah, Mensah. She's doing they're all trying to do the best they can to keep this lead because you want to at least have some momentum going to the fourth.
Here's a shot, high arcing shot by Hanson, falls for 2.
If I'm Kansas City, I'll let those 2s happen. You gotta respond, keep the lead for the fourth quarter so you have something.
Passing it around here, Kansas City. They've been fairly efficient offensively. Sanai with a nice quick move out to Stafford. She fakes a 3, goes inside. Tough jumper's good.
Great play there. Again, they do well when they're shooting from mid-range to the post. If they can keep that going, that's how they're going to get this win.
Pass to the corner. South Dakota looking to respond yet again. Here's a 3-point shot to tie it. No good. And what a mental mistake for Kansas City.
That was an intelligent play by South Dakota. Who was that?
Mullins in the corner didn't grab the ball. She was waiting for it to go out of bounds. A South Dakota player alertly coming over, throwing it off of Mullins.
Literally tipped it right to the stomach of Mullins, and that was just a smart play. And they're going to get 20 more seconds.
And Kansas City's coaching staff not happy with that one. That was...
Well, gee willikers, I don't want to be a happy camper either, so I don't blame them.
Pass in from South Dakota. Pass inside, late getting there is Mullins. She's fouled and the bucket. A chance to go tie it at the charity stripe.
This is not a great scenario.
Walker Demers on the bucket.
This is not a dream case scenario for Kansas City. Again, I think the only way they'll come out with a win is they can at least have a lead. I mean, I'm fine with them tying it, but Kansas City, they're shooting themselves right in the foot.
And this is going to be to tie. It's good. We are tied up at 50.
I'm interested to see what Kansas City draws up here offensively, Jackson. Are they going to keep trying to force it inside, or are they just going to make some plays happen on the perimeter?
Well, Mensah is going to take a jumper here. It's good. Mena Mensah,
great shot.
Mena Mensah.
The Yotes are going to keep passing around the perimeter.
Nice head fake. Good recovery defensively by Kansas City. Kick ball violation on Kansas City. They'll put 20 on the shot clock as they retrieve this ball.
They're laughing about it. They know that it was going to go the other way for some points.
Little fan goes and retrieves it. Kansas City shooting 55% from the field today. It's been one of their, if not best, offensive performances of the season. But defensively, they're allowing South Dakota to shoot 51.4% from the field.
And we'll see Ewell come off the court, and we're going to Zaire Harrell.
They don't want Ewell picking up that 4th foul with just 1:33 to go in the 3rd. Inbound here by South Dakota. They've got time to work here. Gonna take it inside, and a travel.
Yeah, it was either going to be a travel or it was going to be a turnover. So win-win situation for the Roos.
Now Kansas City with an opportunity to extend their lead to 2 possessions again.
And now that we're seeing small ball, let's hope they don't emphasize Makai Mullins trying to pass it inside to her. So let's see if
this strategy of letting Andre and Mensah and Stafford create their own shots has been working for Kansas City. They've been able to get inside and make tough shots.
they got to let it keep happening. Screen there.
Oh, nice move by St. Andre. She passes. That's a beautiful pass, and Mullins will be fouled.
But that's my point. Is like you were seeing them time after time keep going inside, and they're just trying to give Micaiah Mullins that. Oh, and they're in the bonus now. The Roos are in the bonus, but Kansas City is just. It seems like what they're trying to emphasize offensively is passing it on the inside and letting it go up because they feel like the size is better than South Dakota's. Is the first shot's good.
Yeah, and I think that on that particular instance, you know, Sinai draws so much attention that they forget about Mullins a little bit. She's able to find her. Second free throw good. So 54-50, Roos with a 4-point edge. You got 61 seconds remaining here in the third.
In the Roos, if I'm them, also do not foul this team. If you can come into this fourth quarter with 2 fouls to give, that's pretty nice, honestly.
And that's no good. Stafford the rebound. Kansas City has a shot to go 2 for 1 here. Let's see if they do it. And by the way, Sinai slowing it down. My guess is going to be no.
Yeah, they're going to take their time. You can draw up something here and draw the best play.
Turnover here. Kansas City needs to hustle back, and they do a great job of that. But now a wide open 3 for South Dakota is good. That is Gebert. She's been the leading scorer today for South Dakota, and Kansas City now will take the last shot of the quarter.
It is deja vu all over again. It seems like every time they have a 4-point lead, they allow that 3 from South Dakota to just kind of cut this deficit.
Mensah's got to pass this out. She has somebody. She doesn't see it, but she makes her own shot. And that will end the third quarter. And boy, oh boy, do we have an interesting one heading into the fourth quarter here. Kansas City leads 56-53. We'll see y'all for the fourth quarter. All right, we are back here for the start of the fourth quarter in this Summit League regular season finale. Kansas City holds a 3-point edge currently on South Dakota. Some seeding implications all around the conference today. I'm sure a couple teams are eyeballing this game as we've got 10 more minutes, perhaps maybe an overtime period, but guaranteed 10 more minutes left of the regular season. South Dakota with the ball.
And again, Kansas City. The biggest thing I would emphasize here, never mind.
Stafford gets a tip, it's stolen. Mensa in transition passes it to nobody, and it's stolen by South Dakota. I think she thought she had someone trailing her.
But what I was saying, Kansas City needs to continue to play great zone defense, but cannot let any three-point shot hit for the rest of these 9:32.
And that's a good start. South Dakota's three-point shot hits off the side of the backboard and goes out of bounds, so Kansas City with possession.
And offensively, if I'm Kansas City, let your guards continue to make their own shot.
The three guards have been doing their thing. Here's St. Andre, just off the mark here. Tips, foul, over the back on Kansas City. And that is going to go against Ewell, her fourth, with 9:18 to play.
Grapes.
So I would expect Ewell to be sitting for a couple minutes. I wouldn't expect to see her back in the game until around the 5-minute mark, unless they are necessarily have to have her.
And this would not be a problem if Jamil was here.
Or Trinity, if you had more bigs.
And I'm interested to see what is going on, because this lack of depth. Kickball.
We have another kickball.
This lack of depth is concerning, especially now to these last couple minutes. If you could have someone like Tamia on the inside, who Tamia can get a double-double any night, and that's the kind of player you need to hear right now.
I mean, to your point, Christian, she had 22 rebounds last week in a game. I believe it was against North Dakota State. So,
yep,
she, is a difference maker. We'll ask Coach Durrett after the game, about her availability moving forward. But nonetheless, South Dakota here on offense lays it up and in. That was Duffney.
And Mensa's not happy. She looked like she was trying to tell her team, like, hey, let me kind of play this physical presence in the paint. But I can understand her frustrations right now.
Mensa looking, Stafford's open. Took a little too long to get there. Now Mensa's open, shoots a three. She's got the hot hand. Manna Mensa from downtown.
Mensa just plays different when she's in a hot streak, because she could just hit those shots and then foul.
Go against Mullins here, and let's check on Mullins' foul number real quick. This will be your third.
Now that's a little worrisome. You have both your bigs, 3 fouls and 4 fouls.
Yeah,
don't want either of them to.
Shot is good for South Dakota.
Another just a mismatch there. Like, it's just, I'm telling you, they just need to not let those players get wide open from the corner 3, because then they're just going to hit it no matter what.
Here's Mensa, another shot. Oh my goodness.
She is a different breed when she's on fire.
Call the fire department. She is on fire.
And she hit that step back like LeBron. My goodness.
Falling down is Mullins, and that's going to be a foul on Mullins, her fourth. So now both bigs for Kansas City, the only 2 bigs that they have, are with 4 fouls. With no choice now, Durrett's going to have to get Ava Murphy into the game.
This is going to be a huge problem. You can essentially get away, if you're South Dakota, you can get away with playing some bigs for the rest of the game.
I mean, yeah, that should be the goal, is to attack. As they do that here, it's good. And Carly Duffney puts it in. She's had a good night, a good day, I should say. And we're in Kansas City with the ball up 1.
Now small ball play is going to be a factor here.
A little bit of a switch on the Nye there.
Yeah. Let's see what they draw up. And I think if you're Kansas City, you keep getting the perimeter shots. You let your players.
3, Mensa, no good that time. Rebound South Dakota.
Yeah, offensively, Kansas City, if they can keep getting their own shots, they're gonna improve.
Blown assignment, 3, no good. Offensive rebound. Up and no good. Stafford gets the rebound. Back the other way come the Roos. Stafford pushes out of bounds. It'll stay with Kansas City. And right now, offensive rebound-wise, you kind of have to worry rebound-wise in general if you're Kansas City. To your point, Christian, South Dakota can just play big right now because Kansas City's 2 tallest players are on the bench in foul trouble. They can't really risk to play them with still 6:53 remaining. They want to save them.
And South Dakota, smartly enough, gets 2 substitutions and sending their bigs onto the court as well.
So here is Stafford. Pulls up for 3. Bang!
What a killer 3.
Elise Stafford shoots and hits from downtown to give the Roos a 4-point lead. That veteran leadership coming through today for the Roos. Pass down low and laying it up and in. Carly Dunphy having a good game.
The height, yeah. I wonder.
The height's a problem.
Yeah, I wonder when Mensa and Ewell will come, or not Mensa, Mullins and Ewell will come in.
Player falls, past the ball to Stafford. She's wide open. She shoots. No. Offensively rebounded by Harrell. She's no good, but a foul.
That's what I'm telling you. Harrell reminds me of a younger St. Andre.
Yep.
She's not going to give up on any play. She's going to keep going. She's going to play until she hears a whistle, until the clock rings or buzzes. That's what I like about Zaire Harrell, is that she plays with this intensity that is just monumental, especially for.
There is no off button on her. She is always on the go. Her first free throw is good. And yeah, I mean, she's going to be an integral part of what Coach Jackson Durrett builds here in the next few years.
Now, if I'm Coach Jackson, I think I bring in my bigs with 3 minutes left.
3, okay. I was going to say around 4 or 5, but, you know, we'll see how the game flows. 66-62, Harrell hits both.
If you're playing with your bigs with the last 3 minutes, you can at least, it's a risk that I'm willing to take.
You have to, eventually.
But not with like 5 minutes left or 4.
Wide open 3 at the top of the key is drilled. Nicole Uvula Ambrosi hits it. And now we have a 1-point game. Timeout Kansas City with 5:47 to go. I'm assuming some strategy with the size that we talked about here. We'll be back after the break. And we are back for some fourth quarter action. 5:47 to play. Roos lead it by a point. Christian, if Kansas City wants to hang on and win this game, it would be just their fourth conference win of the season. If they want to get that fourth conference win of the season, what do they have to do in these last 5:47?
I think what's going to be interesting here is what they draw up offensively. I think if you're the Roos, you need to let your star guards continue to make shots, make their own looks. Do not enforce the inside shot. Do not pass it in, because you're going to risk turnovers, and that's only going to make things worse for the Roos. Meanwhile, defensively, I think you got to play defense on those perimeter shooters.
Mensa being doubled here is going to pass it off. St. Andre for three. No good. Rebound South Dakota. Notable, Jocelyn Ewell is in the game with those 4 fouls.
And this reminds me of that men's basketball game that we saw multiple, that we had like one of the worst foul nights for both teams. I think it was North Dakota.
Here's a three for the lead. No good. Stafford rebound. And a little bit of press coming out of South Dakota now. We've seen that from a lot of teams this year, Christian, with this Kansas City women's team. A lot of teams have pressed them. South Dakota really hasn't tonight.
Yeah, and I'm surprised by that, but also at some point you just got to make something different work. As there's a foul. Ooh, she hits right in the part of her face that hurt. Ooh,
that spot where, you know, Senai, those that have followed along, got hurt earlier in the season. If you haven't been following closely with us this season, Senai had a scary face injury this season that she missed over a month. And Giebert with the foul. And they're going to talk this one over. The refs are. I'm not sure what the call is. And timeout by South Dakota, media timeout. Not sure what it is, but regardless, another timeout, and we'll catch you.
We're waiting on a marching band, guys. We're just going to see
if the marching band goes, we'll go to break. But if not, we'll be glad to stay here right with you.
And yeah, we're going to go right back.
And we'll go to break. And we are back. 4:45 to play here. Roos clinging to a 1-point lead. Had they have possession with 20 seconds on the shot clock.
Also, I want to note, too, this is a smart play by Coach Jackson Durrett. She is not, well, she is resting Zaire Harrell, it seems like. So
both bigs with 4 fouls are in the game now. Sinai to the cusp. Lays it up and in.
A great play there by St. Andre. Now she's hustling quickly to the other side.
Kansas City's got to defend the 3 here like it's all they have. Here's a 3. no good. Tipped around and put back up and in.
Again, I'll take that 2 over a 3.
Absolutely. Walker Demirs with the 2. Back to a 1-point Kansas City edge. It's been a back and forth battle here today.
A true nail biter, Jackson.
And it's going to come down to the wire. St. Andre gets around, goes up, lays it up and in. Sinai St. Andre takes it to the cusp. Unbelievable speed.
That is just impressive. Am I hearing MVP chants? I think I am.
Nice pass. Blocked by Jocelyn Ewell.
And it's going to go right out of bounds.
It'll stay with South Dakota, 13 on the shot clock. But Christian, you just have to admire this effort out of Kansas City with the odds stacked against them, giving it everything they possibly can.
In less than 4 minutes left, let's see what they draw up here defensively. And a
Open
wide
three.
open.
No good. Offensively rebounded. Put back up. No good. Hustle for the ball. Jump. I believe. Jump ball. Possession goes to Kansas City.
A great play there by Micaiah Mullins to wrangle that ball up real quick. And again, it's going to be something offensively that I wanted to see more of. It's just getting those shots, give the ball to whoever has the hot hand. And right now, the hot hand seems to be Sinai St. Andre and Mana Mensa. So
here goes St. Andre with the ball. She has been the leader here today for Kansas City. Does she have a couple more big moments in her? Here we go again. She's getting doubled. Pass to Elise. Elise, a little behind the back action. She's going to fight her way inside. Lays it up, no good. Tipped back to her. And it didn't hit rim. They got to shoot. Shot clock at 2. Elise for 3. You've got to be kidding me.
wow.
Elise Stafford hits a 3. And the Roos go up 6.
And Coach Jackson Durrett is unfazed. She is not letting
Game face.
Yeah, game face right now.
Steal and a foul on South Dakota. The Roos, man, just a great effort. Elise looks to be in a little bit of pain, but she has fought as well as the rest of this Roos roster today.
Oh my goodness, this game is getting real exciting. Like exciting. I am so proud of this team right now. And
Kansas City's going to take a timeout. They're up 6 with 2:41 to go, and they have the ball. This will be a 30-second timeout. Man, Christian, just the effort on both sides, but specifically Kansas City. Only 7 players. You know they've got to be gassed at this point, giving it all they have.
Yeah, and if I am the South Dakota bench, or I'm the South Dakota team, how do you let this team put up that big 3 with 3 seconds left? The ball did not hit the rim, and you still let Stafford hit the 3.
Stafford didn't even know it didn't hit the rim until about 3 or 2 on the shot clock. She looked up and thought, oh my goodness, she thought the shot clock reset to 20. All of a sudden, she has to heave it, and it's just unbelievable.
I don't know who I'm going to be giving this Rue the game to. I feel like I might have to give it to the whole team at this point.
It's been a team effort trying to get the ball in. Stafford will take it in the backcourt. Kansas City, this is the witching hour where wins turn to losses and losses turn to wins.
And it's going to be interesting to see who they're going to keep double teaming. Yep, and they will. They're going to keep double teaming Sinai St. Andre. They think she's the
They have to at this point. She's been the enforcer. We're under 10 on the shot clock. Stafford. Does she have some more late shot clock magic? Passes.
3 seconds left.
And a foul against South Dakota as the shot clock was winding down. That is a bad foul. Kansas City had no shot at putting up at least not a good look there.
And they're in danger of, the Roos can't enter the bonus sooner
no more
rather
fouls
than
to give for South Dakota. And another offensive foul. Interestingly enough, that did not look like an offensive foul. Micaiah Mullins has just fouled out of the game.
Wow, that is
interesting call. I thought that was going to go.
That is a stingy call, in my opinion. I don't think that's the right call. I don't believe that. I think they might have to look back at that. I wish there was a way they could. I don't know what they're
not going to be able to look at that. It's not in the last 2 minutes. And that'll bring in Zaire Harrell. So Makai Mullins on her senior day. That'll be it for her. She had a very good effort. 2:10 to play. Kansas City get a few stops without one of their bigs.
Left a bad taste in my mouth, in my opinion. That's just a bad.
Hustle for the ball. This will stay with South Dakota.
Jump ball position, stands with the title.
Great job by Stafford. She got real physical down there. 22 on the shot clock.
And now if you're Ewell, you stay in the paint. Do not.
Ewell cannot risk that because here's a wide open three for South Dakota and they drill it.
That was, oh my God.
Grace Larkins hits it.
Everyone, it's like no one even went up close.
They might have ruled that along too, Christian. I'm seeing they put 2 up on the board. They might have to review that.
Well, on it looks like on our website.
On our website, it's saying it was a 3. On the scoreboard, it's saying it was a 2. Sanai floats it. No good. Back the other way comes South Dakota.
This is going to be an issue, Jackson, because both teams are going to think that they're up by 4.
3. Good. Now, we don't know if this is tied or if this is a 1-point game. The scoreboard indicates 1-point game.
But on the sidearm, they're saying it's a
1-point Roos lead. So a lot to figure out here.
This is
timeout by Kansas City. We're gonna get some more clarity here, and we're gonna figure things out regardless. Back-to-back made shots for South Dakota. The question's gonna be, was one of them a 3? If it was, we are tied with 1:12 to go. If it wasn't, Kansas City will hold a 1-point lead. We'll be back after the break. All right, we are back. We just got confirmation that it was ruled a 2. It has been fixed on the website, so it is a 1-point Roos lead. They have 21 on the shot clock here to work with, coming down to the wire.
It's going to be interesting offensively once again if Kansas City is going to. I personally think that they can get a 3 here to at least get a. What is that?
You get a 2-possession lead if you hit a 3. If you you want to hit a shot in general to force a 3 from South Dakota, but nonetheless, you're just looking for the best look possible here.
And the question is too, when do you start fouling if you're the Yotes?
Not yet. Mensah goes up. Oh, she left it short. And now South Dakota with a chance to take the lead with less than a minute to play. The pass to the corner, driving inside, going up and under, no good. Mensah the rebound. She needs help. She gives it to Andre. Andre's going to push it up the court, get past half court.
I'm surprised South Dakota's not fouling here. I would foul.
Kansas City has 2 timeouts left. We'll see when they decide to use them. Mensah with the ball. No need to foul, Christian, because there's still an opportunity to get the ball back without fouling. We've got about a 20-second difference between shot and game. Mensah looking, shot clock running down. She needs help.
Losing control.
And timeout by Kansas City with 3 seconds on the shot clock. Jackson Durrett has to call it.
32nd, it looks.
And there, 23.5 seconds remain in the game. 3 seconds on the shot clock. A 30-second timeout, I believe.
And we'll be right back. Yeah, we're back, but something we should talk about is 3 seconds left, Jackson.
Just gotta heave, just gotta heave. And if you're South Dakota in that huddle right now, you're saying no fouls. No way you can commit a foul here if you're South Dakota because you have forced Kansas City deep into the shot clock.
I say you attack in paint. I say you risk it.
I do.
Risk it for the
whatever
biscuit.
you got to get a shot up quickly, and you also need to be prepared. South Dakota has 2 timeouts. They may or may not call one. If you're Kansas City, you need to be prepared for as if they don't. Kansas City's looking to get it in. They don't have anything. Stafford's going to have to hoist it. She didn't get a shot. Oh, she did. She got it off. It's no good. Rebound. Nobody can foul. The next foul will put a team in the bonus. Kansas City needs to get back. South Dakota's coming up the court. This is more than likely going to determine the game. Looking around. Pass. Inside. Got it.
5 seconds.
5.2 to go. South Dakota takes a 1-point edge. Kansas City uses their final timeout.
This is a game that is going to come down to 5.2 seconds. I am baffled by just what Kansas City, I mean, again, Kansas City just needs to get something here. And looks like Jackson Durrett's drawing something up.
This is why, you got 5.2 to do something. If you're South Dakota here, you need to know you can't foul, period. The next foul puts Kansas City in the bonus and will let them go to the free throw line.
Oh, man, this game is giving me goosebumps, Jackson.
I mean, you've got to, if you're Kansas City here, you have got to draw something up quickly. You've only got 5.2 to work with. If I'm Kansas City, I'm either giving it to St. Andre, Mensa, or Elise. Elise is going to inbound here, and I'm driving to the paint. I'm going to try and force a foul. You've got 5 seconds to work with here. It's enough time to get off a shot.
But who drives in the paint?
I'm giving it to one of my guards. I'm setting some screens, getting one of my guards the ball at the top of the key and driving in.
This is it.
Here we go.
Oh, my goodness.
Here we go. Elise with the ball. She's got to get a shot off. She doesn't. Jump ball. Game's not over. Game is not over. The game is not over. The game is not over.
Jump ball, but who's it going to go to?
Possession would go to Kansas City with a jump.
But how many seconds?
That's what they're going to have to determine here. You cannot get a shot off with 0.3 of a second or less. You cannot shoot a shot. It would have to be a tip. So now Kansas City, I mean, first of all, just a bad possession if you're the Roos there. You put Elise into the corner. She gets doubled. They're going to review when the jump ball occurred. If the jump ball occurred with time left on the clock, Kansas City will get the ball. We're not sure with how much time. Realistically, if you're Kansas City, you need at least probably half a second to
or even a second. If they have a second, you literally all you have to do is get a screen, is at least have a wall or a screen happen and give it to Elise or Mana. Elise is your sharpshooter here, but
you really don't have time. I don't think you're going to have time to get a shot. I think you're going to have to just get it in and hoist it. You're not going to have time to get a good look. If you do get the ball here, you're just going to have to throw something up immediately.
Or find a way to get fouled. That might be the other way.
And if you're South Dakota, you're telling your team, no shot, you're allowing a foul. No chance. You cannot give a foul here.
Let's see what they do here. It's going to be interesting how many seconds they're going to add.
I think there was about half a second left when they called it. We'll see. Again, 0.3 of a second or less, you cannot shoot a ball in basketball. It's impossible. The only way you can score is a tip. So if that's the case, Kansas City can only win it on a tip. They cannot shoot. If you get that 0.4 of a second, you can get a shot.
Do you think they'll draw up what we saw the men's team do with Shamari?
Probably not, because I just don't think anybody on the women's team has the ability to jump that high as Shamari did to get up there.
Not like that, but I mean, passing it from the baseline.
Well, they're not going to be down there. That's the problem.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Let's see what their coaches are. The refs are still talking here, and we're going to see what the result is here shortly. The clock has not been changed.
Not yet, but they're talking about it.
Gosh, this is a game that literally has got down to the last shot. I mean, Mensa is probably kicking herself right now because she was unable to hit that layup that could have gotten at least 75 to 74. You would not be in this scenario if you're Kansas City, but we're gonna see 0.2. 0.2. You can't shoot the ball. You cannot shoot the ball here. The only way you can score here is a tip. So the question,
they're gonna do it from over here on the side of the court near the scorer's table. If you're St. Andre, you just have to throw a ball as we're going to get a timeout by South Dakota here to kind of address things. You throw a jumper. You get Yule to the basket, I think. You throw her a lob, and you try and tip it. You can't catch. That's the thing here. If you're Kansas City, you have to know that. You can't catch the ball. You can only tip the ball here. A catch and shoot, the clock runs out.
Yeah, and it looked like they were already revealing a little bit of what they wanted to play, because it looked like they were building up some screens on the right side of the court, and they looked like Yule was just standing in the middle. I think the worst part here, too, is like if you had Mullins in here, too, that helps. Having two bigs in this situation helps rather than having one.
If you're South Dakota here, no fouls at all. They're going to South Dakota's going to bring in their big to guard the inbound. That's Carson, standing at 6'1". She's going to try and affect the inbound. Sanai's going to have to throw a perfect pass here. They can't shoot the ball. That has to be known. And you cannot get a shot off here. It has to be at the rim. She's going to throw one up. No good. Stolen by South Dakota, and that will be all she wrote for today's game. What a thriller. South Dakota wins 74-73. A spirited effort out of Kansas City, but they will fall just a little bit short and finish the season 3-15 in Summit League play.
Yeah, and I think there's still some momentum that can be gained from this, but this is still a game that is not ideal. I think Kansas City had chances to win this game. I feel like they were, for example, I think the biggest play that they had was the second last possession that the Roos had, where Mensa was driving inside and just couldn't hit that layup. I don't know what you do if you're Kansas City. I don't know if you're going to get back people like, if you're going to get players like UGAS back, if you're going to get any other people like Rain Green. Like having a Rain Green there would have been helpful.
Yeah,
but the question is, I think that one of the bigger questions I have for this upcoming week is, one, who are you going to have available? And two, what do you draw up? What is the expectation going forward? Because right now you are the 10th seed secured, and you're going to face a higher seeded team from number 7. So Jackson, overall, I don't know. I don't know what this is going to look like. I think the Roos can get out of the first round, but also I'm a little nervous.
It'll be a battle.
Yeah, I'm nervous about the turnout.
You saw a lot of good things here today out of Kansas City, though. I mean, considering how thin their lineup was, to be able to compete like this against South Dakota, who finishes 10-8 in the Summit League this year, that's nothing easy. They're a good team. They're going to be a contender in the tournament. This is a team that beat Kansas City by 20+ earlier this year. Kansas City really hung tough today. I'm really impressed with the performances out of the veteran guards. They really stepped up when this team needed it.
Speaking of which, veteran, I'm going to give this Rue of the Game, presented by Rue News, your UMKC student-led newspaper. I'm giving this to Mana Mensa. Mana, her ability to just perform. She's gotten this back-to-back. She's gotten this for the second time this week. But her ability just to be on fire when needed is just an impressive. But this is the last home game. Jackson, we got a lot to say. First of all, I appreciate you kind of joining me in this ride. I'll be up there in South Dakota, just being there, get to experience what that's like for the first time in my career. But this has been an awesome year. I'm excited to see what this team's going to look like next year. There's going to be a lot of talk about what's going to happen in the off season, especially after the conference play. But I'm heading into the tournament. I'm a little concerned, but I have some optimism that this team can get out of the first round.
They looked a lot better today than they have for the majority of conference play. Even though it's a loss, moral victories are nothing a coach will ever take, but deep down, the coaching staff has to be proud of the girls today. They've been out there and they've played their hearts out. This team has gone through a lot of adversity this season. Things have not gone the way that they hoped throughout the season, yet they kept battling, they kept scrapping today. It would have been so easy to just lay over today, when you had a thin roster and you didn't really have, a lot to work with. But Kansas City didn't take that for an answer. They came out and they played their guts out. It's one of those performances that, I promise you this, they're going to give somebody in this tournament trouble. They might not win a game in the tournament, but they're going to give somebody up there in Sioux Falls trouble, because this Kansas City team just has no quit in them.
Yeah, and you're right. And this is a game that I'm actually happy about. Again, you're disappointed a little bit in the result, but I'm very happy to see that the Roos were able to hold up and just make this a game.
Absolutely.
You know, we were afraid at some points that this game might get out of hand, but there was a point where the Roos led by 12 against one of the top seeded teams in the Summit League Conference for women's basketball. So I'm really excited to see how this team's going to look up north in South Dakota. You know, I'm hoping that I get to watch some of them play, kind of practice, and just getting to see who's going to be starting, who's going to be playing. But overall, I think that if you're Kansas City, you see there's some optimism, and I think you're right, Jackson. I think they can give a team some trouble, and whoever they play, I feel like it's not going to be an easy match. They're not going to get away with it alive.
And Kansas City, you know, like you mentioned, Kansas City was up 12. You know South Dakota's biggest lead today? 2.
Yeah.
They did not lead this game by more than a possession once the entire game. So, I mean, Kansas City, you're talking about, they hung in there, they hung tough, they played really good basketball today. It's something to be proud of. It's something, you know, I'm sure we'll talk to Coach Jackson Durrett in the postgame that she's going to be, you know, she's not going to be happy with the loss, but she's going to be proud of the people, the women that stood on that court today and went to battle.
Yeah, well, we're going to let you guys go here. Thank you so much for listening to K-Roo's call of South Dakota at Kansas City. Final score, 72-73. Roos lose by 1 point. Leading scorer, sponsored by the Better Cheddar, the Midwest destination for cheese and specialty food since 1983. Manna Mensa led with 23, and I believe Goobert led with 11. And the Roo of the game presented by Roo News is Manna Mensa. We want to thank Kansas City Athletics for the entire season for letting us kind of be in this position to call these games. We really appreciate you guys, especially Jared, Kurt, and Dr. Brandon Martin, the Vice Chancellor and Athletic Director here at UMKC. Also want to thank High Key Productions, Keaton Baker. He's been providing music for the games week in and week out, and also Iqbal Singh, who's just been providing video for us. And yeah, we want to thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate it. We will hopefully see you guys next season. I'm excited to see what this team's going to look like next year, and you'll hear from me next week as the Roos will go up north to South Dakota for the Summer League Tournament. Thanks so much, guys. Roo up.
Roo up.